Hey everyone, welcome back to Poplar Preparedness. Today we want to talk about how big of moves can happen in the financial markets and how they can just dramatically affect you. I want to look for just a moment over at the European Union, the whole Euro compound over there. If you remember back, now maybe I might be dating myself as being a little too young, but every time I was traveling overseas and just around, I always remember the euro being like 1.5, 1.4 to the US dollar. And now we're looking at the euro and the dollar being on parity. They are equal in value, 1 to 1. Basically, I mean, it's fluctuating just around that a little bit right now, but that's where it is. And just to think, the euro to dollar going from 1.5 down to 1 to 1. Those are massive moves. When you think about all the things in the European Union being devalued by a third over the last several years, just in 2008, 2010, we were hitting 1.5. Even in the last number of months, it was 1.2. Folks, just think of the massive destruction of value. If you're living in the European Union now, or if you used to be in the European Union, I can imagine that that the folks in the UK are going, phew, dodged a bullet there. But the whole European Union is imploding financially right now. If you're living there, you are literally seeing your assets going up in smoke, disappearing from solid assets into smoke. It's as if 1/3 of all the wealth in Europe has just disappeared. That's how serious these things are. Mismanagement at the government level, issues with energy, financial decisions made by central banks. These things can dramatically affect the value of so many things that you have. If you have a house in Europe, it's denominated by euros. So when the euros lose that much value, usually your house doesn't go up that much in value. Usually your house stays about the same when you have these international changes. Now, some would say that it's more about the United States dollar becoming stronger. Well, then it's almost like these assets are disappearing from Europe and reappearing on the other side of the ocean inside the United States. That the United States is just getting wealthier as opposed to Europe getting poorer. You see how these overarching themes out there really do affect the bottom dollar, so to speak. We do need to be paying attention to these things, but also looking for how can you get off this crazy merry-go-round. Because this is going to turn once again. The European Union euro is probably going to go up in value. The dollar is going to come down in value. The worm is going to turn yet again. You can't just keep pulling the snake's tail without it turning on you. We have people who are commanding our financial destiny because they're monkeying with the money. People at the highest levels of our governments in different countries and, the union over there, believe that money is everything. Now, most people leave a lot of their assets in dollar denominations or euro denominations. Even things like the stock market are valued based on currencies, but we need to be thinking about how can we get off this ride, because we're being thrown for a loop again and again, and we are chasing our own tail when we think that we're getting ahead, but oftentimes we are not. When you transfer your money into hard assets, whether that's canned food or whether it's solar panels or whether it's, are you becoming more self-sufficient? Do Do you have more and more control over your bills by paying off your car, by getting rid of debt? The more you take ownership of things. My electric bill has gone up through the roof. Ridiculous. The rate increases. I'm laying plans and thinking through how I can start to take more control of my energy here at the house. And that's because true wealth, like money that's stored up over time and protected from losses due to stupid people in power making choices that are dumb. Wealth cannot be dictated by people in power. Wealth is controlled by you. True wealth is you becoming more self-sufficient and able to dictate the prices and everything like that you have to pay. So, building your own electrical system, building your own water system, building your own food system, building your own, even storing up food and energy, storing up so that you can make more choices, adds to a layer of self-sufficiency. Inflation is out of control. Hyperinflation is coming. We're seeing that. We just saw that yesterday with the CPI print in the United States. Inflation is up dramatically, and we already all knew that, but just seeing even official government numbers showing how dramatically out of control inflation is. To have interest rates for mortgages in the 5 to 6% range for people with really, really good credit is ridiculous when you have inflation hitting at 8, 9, 10% out there per year. The whole system doesn't make sense. And you need to find a place of sanity that you can park wealth in. And honestly, one of the best ways to park money is and wealth is in precious metals. Precious metals like silver and gold, I've mentioned this before, have been manipulated downward significantly. The banks have been monkeying with silver and gold to force the price down, but other countries overseas have seen that manipulation and saying, if you want to keep suppressing the price of silver and gold, fine, we'll just buy it up. And that's what smart people are doing out there. Smart people are saying, these assets are undervalued, I'm going to buy them. You have the option of buying silver and gold yourself. There's good dealers out there that you can buy directly from that can get you really good prices. Now, you can look for sales. Those are good things. I recommend personally getting things that are basically silver bullion. So that means you're basically buying silver for silver's sake. You're not buying fancy coins. You're not buying coins that are collector's items and stuff like that. You're just buying coins that are just made of silver, and you're buying silver. Now, you can buy junk silver, which is like coins that are stamped by the U.S. government from way back, and they have silver in the coin composition. You have to get your calculator out for that. Personally, I like silver rounds that are 1 ounce or 10 ounce bars. Those just make a lot more sense to me personally, because I like seeing here's the spot price on silver, and then I have to pay a little bit of a premium on that, and that's what I'm paying for. I expect to get not only the price of silver back, but I expect to find somebody that can sell the premium to as well. That's just how things ought to be. But getting yourself into silver and gold is a great way, whether you get into platinum or some of the more exotic kind of things out there. The fact is that a lot of these metals have just been suppressed in prices. The banks have just gone out there and shorted like crazy. They've just pulled money out of thin air and just shorted these metals down, because if these metals start to go up, it's going to really cause havoc in our banking systems. So having physical metal at your home, if you buy paper investments and stuff like that, they can just scam you out of it. Remember the folks that went out there and started buying up nickel things, nickel futures on the market in the London exchange. They bought nickel, 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 and then the London exchange says, actually, we're just going to go back and cancel a bunch of your orders because if you go through with those orders, then it's going to bankrupt these guys over here, these rich people over here. So we're just going to just like cancel those orders, even though we confirmed those orders and then the price went up significantly and you wanted to sell them, but we wouldn't let you sell them because, you know, we're just going to protect the banks and you're out of luck. So that's what happens when you play with futures contracts. If things go sideways, you are going to be the one who's holding the bag at the end of the day. That's just the way it works. Even when you win, you're going to lose. Does that sound cynical enough for you? That's how our system works. You want to have the actual assets, silver or gold, whatever it is, in your hands. If you're buying stock of a company, make sure that you actually own the stock and it's not being held by somebody else. Don't be buying derivatives unless you extremely well know what you're doing. Buy actual things. And stock in companies, in good companies, is something. You just make sure you understand the company and what it's actually valued at and what it's actually worth. Because if you don't understand that, and you don't understand the management, there's a lot of ways that you can get put on a ship to Zanzibar without even realizing it. So please do make smart moves out there. But the people at the top are making choices about the financial systems, and they are directly impacting you. They're directly impacting me. Whether you don't have any investments at all, or whether you have substantial investments, you are being dramatically impacted by these choices from the top. So be aware of what's going on as inflation rears its ugly head, as interest rates get changed. These things are going to impact you. And if you don't understand what's happening, you are going to get fleeced. That's how it works. The vast majority of people who don't understand what's going on are going to get the shaft. That's how it works. So be aware of those things. I'll try to give you as much of a heads up as things come down. We've been talking about inflation a lot and how to protect yourself from that. A lot of people are getting hurt really bad by inflation right now, and they didn't even see it coming. There's some things you can do. The stockpiling food has been and will continue to be the best hedge against inflation. And dumping money, don't hold lots of cash in the banking system. Either have it cash at home or have it invested in things, which is better. That way you can protect yourself. So make smart choices out there, folks, and hopefully have a good day today. And if you like this video, you might want to check out this video right here. Otherwise, I will see you later. Steve Poplar, out.